Good morning. All right. It looks like we are live. So give me just a moment. You know the drill. Go ahead and tell me that you're here. Say hello. All right. Beautiful. All right. We're getting this going. So, one more thing. All right. So, we are set. So, I made the title of this, It's a Great Day to Be Alive, because it is, right? Just the fact that we woke up this morning, we talk about it all the time, and we opened our eyes and we were able to take our first breath makes it a beautiful day. And sometimes we lose sight of that because maybe we're having a hard time financially, or maybe our business is not growing like we wanted to, or maybe our relationships are tanking. Maybe we're in pain. There's so many different things that can happen that make us not appreciate the fact that we were able to open our eyes and breathe. And so I want to kind of dive into that this morning. And the affirmation in the journal prompt are not necessarily about this, but to me it felt like something that was important to touch on. And so that's why I'm talking about that this morning. And I talk about this quite often because, you know, we are so exceptionally blessed if we woke up, because not everybody did, right? So let me get a sip of my coffee. So, and remember, as you get here, to make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here in the comments. And we can just have this amazing dialogue. And, to me, it feels really important to be here every morning and share these affirmations and journal prompts with you. It lights me up, right? But if it ever gets to the point where it doesn't seem to be that important to people, then I'll pivot and do something different, because I only want to do this if it resonates with people and they get a lot out of it. And so you get to help me to see what is important to everybody right now. And I know we are all so busy, so busy. And so that sometimes is reflected on how many people actually get to show up and be here in the morning, right? All right. So, why is it important to be recognizing that we are blessed to just taking a breath, right? Part of it is because there are so many things about life that are blessings, and a lot of times we don't see them that way. And so, like I said, if you have a lot of different things going on in your life, maybe you don't recognize the blessing of waking up, but maybe you do. I don't know. I do, because there's not too long ago, I had a friend who her son passed away in the late at night with a motorcycle accident. And things like that make you really think, right? And then I've told you guys before about when my children's father, he passed away of a massive heart attack, and I had just talked to him just a little bit before, and then suddenly he was gone. And we see that a lot of times in our lives, in our families. We hear that happens to people, but until it really happens to us, we don't feel it in the same way. And so I just want you to be cognitive of the fact that how blessed you are if you woke up and your family is there and your friends are there. You have a home, you have so many things to be happy for, right? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get off my soapbox and let's see, and get to the affirmation. All right. Our affirmation for today is it is so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. And I will say there was many times I have not felt that way. I felt like I showed up and I did and I did and I did and nothing happened. But was I really showing up? Right? Um, and so it's important for us to be aware and to really breathe into the fact that if we show up as our authentic selves and we show up consistently, it's easy peasy. We're going to win. And so I think, it's the thing that people talk about all the time, being consistent, right? And consistent doesn't mean that your nose is to the grindstone and you're constantly doing, because you have to take time out to relax and meditate, to have inner reflection, to do your self-care. You have to take time out for those things. And I will say, when you're really working on getting a business going, those are the first things that we typically let go, because we feel like we're wasting our time. We've got to stay on the task. But, we've talked many times about, when you go out and walk in nature or you take the time to meditate, that ideas and things come to you, right? So that's part of showing up, is taking that time to relax, taking that time to figure out what your authentic voice is and then share it. Taking the time to relax and allow your subconscious mind to be working for you, allowed your God voice to be directing you, allowing yourself space to allow things to come, right? And tonight is the workshop that we're having at 4 p.m. and Eastern, and it's all about being magnetically attracting the things to you, right? So that is part of it's so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. If you're magnetically drawing the things to you, no brainer, easy peasy. It's just going to start attracting, right? And so make sure you come tonight to the workshop. It is in the events section of the group. And if you're actually watching from another platform, then if you're not a member of the Stand Up and Stand Out community, all you have to do is go to VickiePoole.com, VickiePoole.com, and that will actually prompt you with some questions. Make sure you answer the questions. Right now, I've got 2 people in the queue that have not answered the questions, and I've sent them a message, and I give them a few days. And if they don't answer the questions, I just delete them. And so that is part of how you get into this group, is by answering the questions. And it's just to make sure that the people that are getting into the group are actually people that are going to be contributing to the group, and they're not there to troll somebody, right? And I'm not saying that's you, but I'm saying that that is the one way that I can measure that for this particular group. And so just answer the questions. You'll be in the group. I'll get you in there today as soon as possible. And then you can actually sign up for the event and be there tonight, because it's going to be very powerful. We're going to do some exercises. Not physical exercises, mental exercises. And we're just going to have a conversation and see what everybody needs to be pivoting and creating that magnetic draw to them, becoming the magnet, right? And so definitely you want to go and sign up to be part of that. And then the other thing is, what was the other thing? I don't remember. What is the other thing? Give me a second. Maybe it'll come to me. All right. So it'll come to me in a few moments. I'm sure it will. That's what happens, right? I got myself distracted a little bit. And also for those, oh, this was it. For if you're watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay and then go right along with us and answer questions and be part of the conversation, even if you're not there live. I appreciate each person that shows up live. I appreciate each person that is there for the replay. I just appreciate everyone that is part of the group. I really do. And I'm so grateful to be here with you. All right. So let's go ahead and check out this journal prompt. All right. So this journal prompt is reflect on times when simply showing up led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement in your life. So that could be, as simple as I have had events that I was supposed to go to, and sometimes I end up canceling in the last minute because it's just not convenient or I'm not feeling it or whatever. But there have been times that I felt like canceling, but I didn't, and I went, and the people that I ended up meeting and talking to were just amazing. And some of them I've connected with people and made lasting friends. And some of the stuff is in person and some are online. I had a mastermind that I was attending, and it was a great mastermind, I guess. The thing is that there were sometimes it was very inconvenient because this person that was doing this mastermind was in the UK. So I had to get up exceptionally early and get ready and to be on the mastermind. And so there were many times I thought, is this worth it? Do I need to be getting up at 5 a.m. to get ready so that I can be on this call at 5:30 a.m. For me? And it was like, I would show up. And I ended up meeting an amazing woman that she and I have become friends. We've been friends now for like 3 years. We've never met in person. However, she is the one that, if you've heard me talking about it, I'm going to be going with one of my friends to stay in a cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Blue Ridge of Georgia. And we're writing a book about this process that we've been doing. And that is where I met her, was in that mastermind. And she lives in North Carolina. So she was getting up exceptionally early too. And and part of that, we connected, and we're now doing this thing where we're going to actually meet in person. We're writing this book, and I'm just feeling so grateful that I continued to show up for that mastermind, right? And so when you're here watching this and you're listening, what is it that might be coming up for you? When was there a time that you just showed up? You showed up even though you didn't feel like it, or you showed up even though it was inconvenient, or maybe there was something going on in your life. When did you just show up and that led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement? I would love to know. So you can put that in the comments. You can actually talk about it in the group if you would like. But there's a lot of times that I can look back at things that I've simply showing up led to something, right? I went to a networking It was not really networking, but it was part of a networking group. And there was someone that was teaching a class. And I went to that. And I hadn't even been to the networking group. I'd signed up, but I'd just never been. And I went to this event and I met some amazing, amazing people. I learned how to make yogurt. Haven't made it yet, but I learned how. And the thing is that now I'm connected with these women in this business group. And so I am scheduled to go to one of their networking events next month. And I've had the opportunity to go several different times, and something always came up. And I thought just the other day when I was thinking about it, I reached out to the facilitator of this group and I said, "Hey, when is the next meeting? I definitely want to go." And so I'm scheduled to go to this meeting. And I know that something good's going to come out of it, whether it is an idea, an inspiration, a meeting of someone that I haven't met before. So much can come out of these when we're not even expecting it. Right? And we don't go in saying, well, who am I going to get to buy my stuff? No, we go in like, I just want to connect. I want to make a new friend. I want to get a new idea. I want to inspire someone else. And so when we can go at it with that, beautiful, right? So let's get back to our affirmation. It is so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. So I want you to put that on your index card, your sticky notes, a screensaver on your phone, wherever it is that you want to put it so that you think about it today. Because remember, whatever we expect, we get. So if we think that by conducting our business or relationships, whatever it is, if we think they're going to be hard, they're going to be frigging hard, right? Because our subconscious mind is going to be continuously saying, okay, she said it's hard. How much evidence can we find in our everyday life that it's hard? And that's what you're going to find. Your experience is going to be that it's friggin' hard. So we just want to change how we're looking at it. It is so easy to win. Easy peasy, right? All you have to do is show up. Now, doesn't that sound simple and easy? Of course it does. Sometimes the easy things can be hard too, because sometimes we don't feel like it. We don't want to. We have all these limiting beliefs about something that prevents us from actually showing up on a consistent basis, right? Because it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym and you work out, doesn't mean you don't work out anymore. It means you have a level of commitment to it and you do it. That's where you get the results. And it doesn't mean it's hard. It's like you don't have to go to the gym and work out for 5 hours and do it every single day. No, you figure out what works for you. But one time is not going to give you the benefit, just like showing up and in your business, in your life. You can't just do it once and then think that it's all fixed. It's all working out. It's consistently doing things. And the interesting thing is that when we're consistently showing up for ourselves, for our business, for our partners, for our lives, for our health, when we're consistently showing up, inspiration comes to us, ideas come to us, and we just bring about all of this stuff to us, the good stuff, right? And so I want you to think about it. It is so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. Like I said, put that on your sticky note, your index card, your screensaver on your phone, put it on a chalk marker with on your mirror, put it on a whiteboard, put it somewhere so that you see that today, and you'll be reminded all day long. Every time you see it, it is so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. But you have to, there's a caveat to that, right? Because you have to show up as you. The thing is that if you're showing up as what somebody said you're supposed to act like or you're supposed to be, if you're showing up like that, it's going to be hard because you can't basically live a lie and have it work out. You got to figure out how you can be authentically you. And that is one of the things that I really struggled with for a very long time. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning. Was being authentically me because I didn't know what that was because I had spent my whole life figuring out how I had to act with certain people and in certain circumstances. And so I finally got to the place where I didn't even know who the friggin' me was. Right. And so that's when I really got involved with, I wanted to start a podcast. And it was just to be able to speak and just be me. And the reason, hi, Wendy, the reason it felt so hard was because I didn't know who I was. And then doing it on a podcast felt easier, the thought of it, because I knew that they weren't right in front of me, right? They were probably listening and they don't know me. I don't know if they like it. I don't know any of that stuff. And it was just an outlet for me. And when I got started with Stacy's Start a Podcast Challenge, I did that and I had been avoiding it for almost 3 years because I thought, there's no way I can do that. I don't know tech. I don't even know the first thing about starting a podcast. And at one point I thought, well, I'll just do some audio things. But for some reason that didn't feel good. So I didn't do anything. And I think that's what happens a lot of times is we don't show up. And so that's what I'm telling you is whatever it is that's going on within you, if you show up as you, authentically you. Now, I know you, Wendy, you show up as you all the time. So this is nothing new to you. But how does it feel when I say it is so easy to win? All you have to do is show up. That's our affirmation for today. And that one feels good as I say it, because so many times we feel like this stuff is freaking hard, right? Let me see what we got going on over here. There is such a delay sometimes. It's like, let me see here. Yes, feels good all the way down to the bone. Yes, ma'am, it does, doesn't it? I know it feels so good. And it's funny because sometimes I'll take the affirmation that comes to my mind and I'll put it into Chat GPT or Claude AI or one of those and have it reformat it for me. And it kept giving me something else for this affirmation. Finally, I said, this affirmation is this, period. And it was like, okay, this feels good and I don't want to alter it any. So I just said, to heck with that stuff. Here I go. I'm doing this. All right. So now our journal prompt. Reflect on times when simply showing up led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement in your life. And I would think, Wendy, you've been doing this for a while. You're the relationship nerd. You've got the AI stuff that you're doing. You've got so many things on your plate that you're doing all the time. And when can you think of when you just simply showed up just as you, without worrying about what anybody said, without worrying about anything? You just showed up and then it led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement. Or can you think of anything? I was just sharing a moment ago that one of the things that I had a mastermind that I was going to, and it was really, really early in the morning for me anyway. And there was so many times I didn't want to go because it was so friggin' early. However, I kept showing up, and I ended up meeting the person that I'm going to be going to the cabin with next month, and we're writing a book together. And we met on this mastermind about it's been about 3 years ago, and we just like sometimes with our mastermind, she would put us into these different rooms where we would talk. And so we ended up meeting in one of those rooms. And then there's other people that I met in that program too that I'm still connected with on Facebook. And so if I hadn't shown up because it was so friggin' early, like I said, I had to get up at 5 o'clock and be on scene at 30 a.m. And that to me is like still sleep time. And I did it. And it was amazing that I met so many amazing people. And, and there's some, uh, I've been avoiding for whatever reason a lot of the in-person things. I guess I've gotten so complacent with doing things online, and it's so easy because you don't have to get in the car, you don't have to do the traffic thing, you don't have to, figure out how much time it's going to take you to get from here to there and to be on time and everything. I just walk into my office and voila, here you are. But now I'm really feeling the urge to do some in-person things. So I'm going to go to this networking thing next month. I was actually looking at some meetup stuff yesterday. So I'm working myself into starting to show up in that way again. I noticed that when I show up with my clients trying to follow the formula, it doesn't go nearly as well as when I just show up as me. Yes. And be genuine and real with them. I have the knowledge in the back of my mind, but I don't try to force it, and the results are always better. Yes, that's the same for me. It's like when I am working with a client, I just let intuition lead me. And I will say in the beginning, I didn't trust myself, and I had scripts that I went by, right? Because when you get your certifications, they give you scripts and all this stuff. And I did everything by a script, and I would get so confused sometimes because it would say this, and then they'll say this, and then they would say something different. And it was like, and now I don't know what to do. Yes. And so I understand it in the beginning because you have to kind of get into it, and you have to have this stuff in your heart. You have to internalize it, and it has to just be part of you. And then you can just pull out the bits and pieces that you need for whatever you're doing. And so your intuition can guide you like amazing. And, but in the beginning, not so much. And that's why when people first start, they don't charge very much, if anything, because they're really only going by a little script. And like I said, I did that in the beginning, and sometimes it was uh, uh major, uh, not good. Leaning into trusting my education and knowledge to be there to support my intuition had been great. Yes, yes. And and it's I love when we can work with our intuition, and we just kind of like, for instance, I am not a business coach by any means. That is not my forte. But I've had a client recently that we started working together because she was having a lot of anxiety about the fact that she no longer had a full-time job. She was just doing her stuff for her business as an entrepreneur without that thing to be her bread and butter, right? And so she was really dealing with a lot of stress. And so I started working with her for the stress. But man, as we would be talking, something would pop up and I would say, well, have you thought about this in your business? Have you thought about doing something in this way? And then I started talking to her about, I've been a hairstylist for over 30 years. And as an entrepreneur, many, many of those years. And I would all of a sudden something would come to me and I would share it with her and she'd say, wow, how do you know that? And I'd say, well, that's just, I've been doing hair for a long time. This is part of what we do. And I realized that even though I'm not a business coach, I have a lot of business knowledge. Not to say I have a multi-million dollar business, I do not. But I do know business and how to conduct it with people and how to help them see the value in things. And so it was like talking with her and this, because she had hired me for like 6 sessions, I think it was. And as we were going through these sessions, it seemed like every single time we were actually really brainstorming and I was helping her to come up with different things for her business. And I even said, was it yesterday was our one of our sessions? Yeah, it was yesterday. And I even said, I'm not a business coach. She said, maybe you don't think you are, but you are. And it was like, okay, but it's just when the intuition comes in and says, oh, let me see. And it goes through the little Rolodex and it says, hey, here's some knowledge that you can share about this. And you do, it's like, whoa. So that was very eye-opening to me that I had that particular type of knowledge because, I've studied health coaching, life coaching, transformational coaching, and hypnosis, not business, but I have a tremendous amount of business knowledge from having been in business for a long time. And I come from an entrepreneurial family. And my uncle was my mentor for a very long time. And unfortunately, he passed away. But man, oh man, the knowledge that he gave me, he was a multi-million dollar business. And he was so inspirational to me. And I've internalized that knowledge that he passed on. And so some of the stuff I say is things that he's saying in my head. So it's amazing when you look at it, right? Trusting that we know, even if it's not something that we've certified on, even if it's not something that we purposely studied to be able to do with our clients. It's that knowledge of the things that we've done, the people that we've seen, the classes that we've taken. It is, there's over the years, I've taken so many different workshops and masterminds and been part of so many groups that I've learned things from, and it's all there. It's just something comes up that pops it into my data bank, right? So let's go ahead and go back to the affirmation. I want you to make sure that you've got that everywhere that you need it today. And then when get your notebook out, your journal out, and put the affirmation, put the date, the affirmation, it's so easy to win. All you have to do is show up. And then the journal prompt, write it out. Reflect on times when simply showing up led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement in your life. And what's the value of doing that? Is like the more things that we can focus on that are showing that we've taken advantage and we've had these opportunities drawn to us, achievement in our life. It's that thing, that focus actually helps to make us the magnet, which we're going to be talking about tonight in the workshop. I hope you're going to be able to be there, Wendy. It's tonight or today at 4 p.m. Eastern in the group. So I'm super excited about it, helping everybody become the magnet. But take some time today to do this affirmation and journal prompt reflection, right? Sorry, my throat's getting a little. So just take a few moments before you do it to just get silent, get quiet within yourself, and then just brain dump everything that comes up. I mean, it doesn't matter if it happened when you were in high school or it happened last week or any time in between, maybe even today. Just write out as many that come up. And then you're going to be shocked when you look at that list, because most of the time we don't even remember. But if we can get into this silent place where we're allowing our subconscious mind to speak to us, our God voice, it's going to start telling us about a lot of things that we've forgotten, that we've dismissed, because we want to be able to look at our accomplishments, no matter how small or how big they are, they're accomplishments. And so this is going to be beautiful for being able to bring in more. Well, hello, Wendy. I'm surprised. Aren't you on the ship? I'm surprised to see you here. We're getting close to closing up now, but thank you for showing up. It's the Wendy's in the house again. So reflect on times when simply showing up led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement in your life, and just brain dump everything that shows up. Don't judge it. Don't critique it. Just write it all down. And then the reason that you want the date there is because you want to be able to come back later and look at it and say, yes, that is the things that I saw, that I had opportunities and achievements in my life. And look at how many more have shown up since then. Because what we focus on, we create, right? And the other thing, remember, is the only constant in life is change. We're either changing on purpose or we're changing by default, because we're never standing still. So just be aware that doing nothing is a choice too. It means you're going backward. So we get to choose how we show up in life. And this is one of the things that we do, is we start reflecting and looking at our lives, and where have we had something come up just because we showed up in life that led to an unexpected opportunity or achievement. Because I bet you, if you're like me, when you really dive into this, there's going to be so much more than you ever imagined. All right, so I've got to pop off here. I have a client coming in just a moment. So you have a day filled with opportunities and achievements. And I will see you hopefully tonight or today. I don't know why I keep saying tonight, but 4 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be doing so much diving into our mindset. Yes, thank you, Wendy. Have a great day as well. And so if you can be there tonight, be there tonight, 4 p.m. Eastern, in the group, in the events section. And I'm so excited to share this mini workshop with you. And then tomorrow morning, I'll be here at 9 a.m. Eastern again. Be blessed with opportunity and achievement today. Mwah.